Hey guys, what's up? It's Cubey time, and in today's episode of Company Spotlight, we're going to be doing the very requested and very great company known as Moyu. Let's start off with some quick history and facts about the company of Moyu. Obviously, they are located in China, and they ship all over the world. Here they are known just as Moyu, but in China they are known under the company of YJ as YjMoyu. On the speedsolving.com forum, I found this from Plus Cubed. YJ was established as a normal toy company where they hire designers, produce cubes, and whatnot. The CEO decided in 2012 to create a platform called Moyu, where designers can give their designs to YJ for production, sales, and in return get part of the profit. Those cubes are branded as Moyu and are geared for the professional market. Cubes whose designers are hired by YJ are branded as YJ. So really Moyu is just a platform brand, not a company. YJ is the source of the company. YJ still produces their cubes in their factories. Now, Moyu has gone through a couple of boxes in their times. Starting out with the Felix Zemdeg's box, Felix was their mascot for a while, but after his corner twist and failed world record attempt, he left the Moyu brand and went to Gans for his puzzles, so Moyu decided not to use him. Now they just use this Chinese guy. I have no idea who he is, but he's on the boxes now. Obviously, Moyu is known very well in the Speedcubing community. They make very good WCA puzzles that are awesome at turning and have great performance. But some people may not know they have some non-WCA puzzles too. These puzzles are very high quality and perform very nicely as well. So let's take a look at all of the Moyu products. Alright, so we're going to be starting out with Moyu's 2x2, also known as the Lingpo. This is a very good performing 2x2 that came after the Dian and Wick 2. So let's just see how this puzzle turns in real life. So the Moyu Lingpo was a very good 2x2. It replaced a lot of people's mains that were using the Wit 2, and it was claimed to be a mixture between the Wit 2 and the Dian. Still a lot of people use the Dian today, but the Lingpo is probably a very close second rival. It's very nice, it can corner cut both ways very well, and has a great price. Now, Moyu only released one 2x2, but they released many 3x3s. So let's take a look at their first one. It is called the Moyu Hualong. This puzzle was released during the time of the Dian Zanchi, and in my opinion is better than it. It has a very clicky and light feeling to it that I really like. I really enjoy this puzzle because it can corner cut over 45 degrees and over half a piece reverse. For the time, this puzzle was ahead of the curve. The next puzzle Moyu released was the Li Ying. It was very close in comparison to the Hualong, but had a couple improvements that made it a little bit better than its predecessor. The Li Ying was a little bit smaller at 56mm and is a very nice puzzle. It has a similar feel to the Hualong, but was the first puzzle to adopt the sharper corners to reduce corner twist where the edge of the corner falls over the center. Due to this, it didn't corner twist and had amazing reverse corner cutting. It was an overall great puzzle. And then Moyu took a break and they released the Dianma. The Dianma is considered the worst Moyu puzzle, and let me show you why. The Dianma was very slow, and it just doesn't perform very well. The inner layers are much smaller than the outer layers, so it's kind of just hard to do M slices. It didn't have a good idea. It can do 45 barely. It takes so much force. Not a good puzzle. After Moyu realized they probably broke some kids' hopes and dreams with the Dianma, they released the most revolutionary cube since the Dian Zanchi, known as the WeiLong. They released many versions of the WeiLong, including the WeiLong version 1, WeiLong version 2, and the WeiLong version 2 Mini, which I have. So this is my Moyu WeiLong version 2, 54.5mm, and it's my one-handed main, but I'm not very good at one-handed. This puzzle is amazing. It is super smooth and buttery, and has an amazing feel. They went with a completely different mechanism on this puzzle, starting the Long series. This puzzle corner cuts amazingly, and has great, just everything to it. Now people ask themselves, how are they going to one-up the WeiLong? Well, they released the AoLong. The AoLong version 1 and AoLong version 2 were two very good puzzles and are one of the most popular puzzles even till today. So this is my Moyu AoLong version 2, and until recently, this was my main for the longest time. It is a great puzzle. Even today, some still think that this is the best speed cube that has ever been produced in the history of cubing. And I can agree to some sense on that. It is a great puzzle. It corner cuts so nicely, and it's just an overall awesome puzzle. So after the AoLong had its time, Moyu released the Hualong, which went back to more of a WeiLong design. So the Hualong to me was my main for a pretty long time actually. This is one of the cubes that a lot of people could say that was better than an AoLong, and I can agree to some sense. This puzzle is very, very nice. It has great corner cutting and great stability, and no corner twisting for the most part. It's just an overall great puzzle. Then pretty recently, the Moyu Long was released, and this is a very interesting puzzle. It comes in so many different colors, and the stickers on this puzzle fill the entire pieces, which I really enjoy. So let's take a look at it. So they went back to a more simplistic design on this puzzle, but they sharpened off the corners, reducing corner twists basically 100%. This puzzle has a very different feel, resembling a GAN's 356 and a Kong's design mating the most. This is probably going to be my main, and it's a very, very nice puzzle. I really, really love the feeling and the speed of this puzzle. So now that we're done with 3x3, this video is going to pick up pace a little bit. So now we're on the Moyu Weisu, and this puzzle was just even though this puzzle was like the first puzzle that was better than a Shangshao, it still had many problems. It had so many stability issues and did not have my favorite of the feelings. But that would soon change with the Alsu. The regular sized and mini Alsus were released right after the Weisus to fix all the mistakes. It is a much better version with so many good things and is probably the best 4x4 on the market. The Moyu Alsu is my main 4x4. It performs so nicely and doesn't pop whatsoever. It has great corner cutting, more than I've seen on any other 4x4, and overall is a great puzzle. The M layers are absolutely awesome, and it's just an overall awesome puzzle. Except for the price, it is a little bit expensive. Now come 5x5s. This one was released a little bit after the Weisu, and it's really nice. It was much better than a Shangshao right out of the box, but did have some stability issues. My AoTwang here is not my main 5x5, but it is very, very nice. I love the speed, and I love the feeling of this puzzle. It's very good, but as you can see, it has some stability issues. After the AoTwang, which was released near the Hualong times, because Huatwang, Hualong, AoTwang, AoLong, the Huatwang came out, and this is one of the best 5x5s on the market, if not the best, and it has set many world records and is an awesome cube. So this is my Huatwang, and I think it's still my main, but we'll have to see with that new Yuxin out. But this is a very, very nice 5x5. It corner cuts absolutely great, and has great stability, and can perform this 5x5 corner cut that a lot of 5x5s lock up on pretty easily and pretty smoothly. It is a great puzzle, but it is also very expensive. And then there is the Aoshi 6x6, which is also not one of my favorite Moyu products. So here's my Aoshi, and it's not really broken in yet, but it's just not that great. My Shangshao is like equivalent to it if it could corner cut, but it's just not that great of a Moyu cube. As of now, Moyu has released two 7x7s, the non-cubic Alfu and the cubic Alfu. The cubic Alfu was released after the pillowed Alfu, and was very, very hyped. I do not have either one of these puzzles because I do not do 7x7, but they are considered the best 7x7s on the market. Besides for maybe the mini Shangshao. Then Moyu went a little bit crazy, and they released the 13x13, which is now the biggest mass-produced puzzle, beating the Yuxin 11x11, and this puzzle is just great. So here it is, the $300 behemoth, and this puzzle is awesome. I have it scrambled right now because I love to solve it, and it's just an amazingly giant puzzle. Here it is next to a regular size 3x3. It is massive and heavy, and I love it. It is the coolest thing ever. Going back to WCA puzzles, Moyu has also released a Scube and a Pyraminx. Basically, everyone uses the Moyu Scube as their main, but it can't be said for the Moyu Pyraminx, but they are both amazing puzzles. So here they all are. I have two of each, so let's just start out with the Moyu Scube. This one has Land springs in it, but out of the box, this puzzle is absolutely great and ready to go. It has a great price, and it is not very competitive because it doesn't have any competitors. Then we have the Moyu Pyraminx. This puzzle is very, very fast and clicky. Sometimes it can be uncontrollable, but it is still an amazing puzzle. So now let's go to Moyu's non-WCA puzzles, which I truthfully don't have that very many of. But one I do have is the Moyu Wheel of Time. This is a very nice puzzle, and I'm going to show you a little bit about it. So this is the Moyu Wheel of Time, and it turns so nicely. It has such a smooth feel and is awesome. It's basically just a 3x3 with 5x5 centers on it, and it's really fun to just play with. It's not very hard to solve. Anyone that can solve a 3x3 and 5x5 can pick this up and solve it very easily. It is a very nice puzzle. Moyu has a good selection of shape mods as well. We have the crazy Fisher Cube and the crazy Windmill Cube. Both of these puzzles are just the actual versions of them, but just twisted on an axis a little bit. Also, the 4x4 versions of these exist, so you have the Moyu Alsu based Fisher Cube and the Moyu Alsu based Windmill Cube. Now, very recently, Moyu released a Master Morphinx, or a 4-layered Morphinx puzzle, and this is a very cool looking puzzle, and I'm probably going to end up picking it up soon. And the final Moyu puzzles are the Moyans, the Moyan 1 and the Moyan 2. The Moyan 2 is the one with the holes in it. Now, they're basically Rex cubes with a couple things added to them, and overall, I see that they're pretty cool puzzles, and I might end up picking one up. So overall, the company of Moyu is just amazing. I think I've said that word a million times in this video, but they truly are. They have something for everyone, whether you're a speed solver or just a puzzle solver, they have something for you and at the highest quality. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Company Spotlight. You've been wanting me to do Moyu for a long time, so here you go. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye.